pulling away for Porfirio's pass and really connecting sweetly with his left foot. Well, bad news for Blackburn in the early minutes here. Janssen, it's Duff through the centre. Carsley. Gillespie. Shot by Gallagher! What a shot! When quality was required, along came Kevin Gallagher. Well, he's one of the players who's missed significant periods of the season, and you can see what Blackburn have been missing. To assess the situation was clever in itself, and then to put the thought into practice, well, it was done absolutely perfectly. 1-1. That could be so costly for Forest. It will mean so much to Blackburn Rovers, who at the very least will now play 11 against 10. Question of where the challenge was. Now comes Kevin Gallagher's penalty. Crossley pushes it onto the post. Gallagher again. Mark Crossley has a magnificent record, but it could be deadly to Blackburn's chances of survival. Playing casually here, Forest, and Blackburn thought that the numbers back might be enough, but Mark Williams took a couple of strides forward, no one got to him, and he arrowed the shot beyond Phelan to the goalkeeper's left.
Michael Oates is beaten, and that is not bad for starters. It's just what Charlton needed. Delightfully sent in, and that's an own goal from Gareth Barry. Robinson's cross. And a gift from Gareth Barry. Incredibly, both the goals in this game. Well, that was desperate from Rufus. And it left the goal gaping for Gareth Barry. It's 1-1. But he's suddenly become a big part player. How about that for taking the direct route to goal? Jones flicked on Pedersen's kick. And then Donker showed the sort of skills that brought him 28 goals last season. How precious too. And just as Charlton's hopes were lifted, their spirits are dampened by a man who really has had a storming season. Credit to Vassell, who flicked it on, and from that moment Charlton knew they were in deep trouble, because Doherty doesn't really spurn chances like that too often. They're ahead for the third time in the game. This time, can they hang on? Steve Jones set up Mendonca, Oates' save, but Robinson managed to sneak it over the line despite the despairing efforts of Southgate. And incredibly, it's Aston Villa 2, Charlton Athletic 3. Back for the third time in the game. Doherty with his second. It's 3-3. It's a thriller at the Villa. What a magnificent match. And a game when Charlton in particular have gone through all the emotions that only football sent off. If there was ever a time to score, the time is now. Mills, he has done! This This is incredible! This is amazing! And Charlton, in the last minute of normal time, have thrown themselves the most dramatic of dramatic lifelines. Danny Mills, bang! Oh, it's deflected, I think, in. I'll tell you what, they won't care how it went in. Mills' drive. Diverted in.
Letizia can be such a positive influence. It's Letizier's free kick. Beatty gets there! It was the golden touch of Letizier that set up such a vital goal for James Beatty. And how this goal may count. It keeps going. It keeps going. And that's incredibly they fully deserve what would be only their second away victory of the season. Tizier is the calmest man in the house. He's tried to score from that corner. He has! Unbelievable! He has got St. Bud now. Some may say it was a fluke. He knew exactly what he was doing. He just used Tashlul and the others as a decoy. And he's going to claim that.
Song concedes the corner. Danny Sonner with the corner. Time running out in this disappointing match. The header's powered home. We have a goal scorer, and it's Richard Cresswell. And that has secured Sheffield Wednesday's place in the Premiership, now mathematically certain.
It's always nice, you know, to end the season on a high, especially when you're at home as well. You know, the last home game against Liverpool, a big side, you know that will command big crowds as well. And it was important we put a decent performance on for the fans.
So Wednesday fans will be happy, but that match just about sums up Liverpool's season. An outstanding effort in midweek against Man U, then the disappointing loss to Sheffield Wednesday. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Well, don't go anywhere, because after this break...
Everton needed a point from this match to guarantee their Premiership status for another season, and Kevin Campbell put them on their way to claiming all three. Campbell's 7th goal for Everton since joining them on loan. Everton simply swept aside West Ham's challenge. Referee Alan Wilkie didn't let Steve Lomas's challenge on Scott Gemmell pass unnoticed. A push and a penalty, according to the official. Michael Ball successful from the spot kick. Everton seemed able to cut through the Hammers' defence with ease, and they went into the half-time break 3 ahead. Former West Ham player Don Hutchison scoring against his old club. The second half was just as comfortable for Everton. Campbell's second of the afternoon made it 4-0. The home fans want Campbell's name written on a permanent contract. The strikers made such a huge impact at Goodison Park, and he completed his hat-trick 14 minutes from the end. That's 9 goals in 7 matches for April's Player of the Month. Francis Jeffers scored a late 6 to confirm West Ham's biggest defeat in the Premiership. They've now conceded 11 in 2 matches. Everton 6, West Ham 0.
I think we played well today, and we got the goals at the right time. And you know, that was a pleasing factor, because there's been many other home matches this season where we haven't managed to get those goals. But we did so today.
You must have thought the hat-trick was on. It looked easy. Oh, well, it's never easy. Anybody could tell you, but, you know, if you put the work in, you get the reward.
Coventry are safe for yet another year. Their 33rd straight season in the top flight now beckons. But they were second best throughout at Derby. Only Magnus Hedman booked them a point, denying Darryl Powell his first goal in more than 80 games. And Hedman wasn't only troubled by Derby. Coventry's Paul Telfer did his best to put through his own net,
That was the closest the Sky Blue came to scoring all afternoon. The Rams were playing for pride only at Pride Park, but should have followed their win at Leicester with a second derby success in a week. Youngster Adam Murray, who's had an impressive first few appearances, forced the save of the match. But the miss of the match had to be seen to be believed. Dean Sturridge turned a lost cause into an open goal for Paolo Wanchope. No, I haven't a clue how he missed it either. Coventry survived, but there's little to smile about. Derby 0, Coventry 0.
We don't have the last day madness, which we've had regular at this club, but we still think it's been a disappointing season. We're not happy about it. We've all got to go away. I've got to analyse myself and then analyse the players and analyse everything we've done since pre-season.
Having lost their last 2 matches, Leicester were keen to reverse that trend, and they made a great start. Muzzy is it, giving them an early lead. Alan Shearer made headlines for all the wrong reasons in this fixture last season after an incident involving Neil Lennon. This season, Shearer came close to creating headlines for the right reasons. Instead, it was Leicester, though, who wrote the story of this match. 4 minutes before half-time, Tony Cottee curled in his 16th of the season to extend the home side's lead. With FA Cup final places up for grabs, Newcastle fans might have expected more from their team. Robert Lee shot over, while substitute Tamuri Ketspire found his way to goal blocked by Peggy Arfiksack. Ruud Gullit said afterwards that his players had their minds on Wembley, particularly when it came to tackles. They were scared of getting sent off, he said, and of therefore missing the final. That was shown when Steve Guppy nearly added a third for Leicester. Leicester 2, Newcastle 0.
Well, how about Kevin Campbell and Everton? Campbell now has an unbelievable total of 9 goals in his last 5 games. The Toffees will be a tough opponent for Southampton next weekend. And now, as promised, the big one. With Arsenal surge to the top of the table, Manchester United has got to keep pace. On Sunday, the Red Devils took on Middlesbrough. A packed house at the Riverside Stadium in Middlesbrough, and they watched a Middlesbrough free kick in the first half. The free kick will fall to Brian Dean. He flicks it to Mark Somerville. His shot, oh, just offline. Somerville had Peter Schmeichel beat, but as you check it out again, it is just wide, just off the post. Can't get any closer than that. Now Man U with a free kick in the 45th minute. David Beckham takes it. Mark Schwarzer will punch it out. Nicky Butt tracks it down, plays it back in. Teddy Sheringham heads it to Dwight York, and he surfs the net. York with the goal in first half stoppage time, and that put Man U in the lead. It was York's 18th of the season, tying him with Michael Owen for the league lead. Great setup by Sheringham, who was preferred to Andy Cole today. He beat Schwarzer, who had to swallow the jagged little white pill. Man U off to a good start there in the first half, at the end of the first half. And Fergie in a much better mood than he was on Wednesday. Now to the second half. Man U on the attack. Teddy Sheringham releases York over the top. Now substitute Andy Cole is there. York decides to take it himself. Schwarzer says, not in my net, not this time. He made the save, but it ended up in a Red Devils win. 1-0 the final result.